Roll the camera. Okay.
Scene 1, take 1. Scene 1, take 2.
Kia ora. Welcome to Team 6 News. I'm Alice Jones.
And I'm Amber Robinson. Today on Team 6 News, a new crime wave is sweeping the country in the form of falling graffiti. Scientists have invented an invisibility cloak. We help them find it. And the latest in weather around the country. But first, a story that will turn your world upside down.
If you think the world is getting more and more upside down and topsy-turvy, it turns out you're right. Builders in Germany have built an upside down house, and before you think they may have read the plans upside down, they did it on purpose. The wacky abode was built as a tourist attraction as well as being a comment on the state of the world. The house is 23 feet tall and rests on the point of its roof. Supported by steel beams in the attic, inside the house there are beds screwed into the ceiling, upside down wardrobes, an upside down kitchen, and even an upturned bathroom, though it's not known if anyone has tried to have a bath in it or go to the toilet. Normally a house like this will take about 3 weeks to build. This one took workers over 4 months because they kept getting disorientated by the strange angles of the walls. Many tourists visiting the house complained of mild seasickness and dizziness after just a few minutes inside. We now go over to our reporter Nikki, who was in the house with the homeowner. How are you feeling, Melissa?
Thanks, Alice. I'm with the owner of the house, Polly. I'm feeling queasy and a bit freezing. So, what made you decide to build an upside-down house?
Why not? I wanted to show everyone the future.
What comment do you feel the house makes about the state of the world?
I think the world is topsy-turvy because criminals are becoming rich and the good people have no food.
What are some of the challenge of living in a house where everything is upside down?
Don't get me started. Having showers and baths and going to the toilet.
Would you build further housing around the world to prove that the world is topsy-turvy?
Oh no, the expense would be out of the question.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Nikki Pester for Team 6 News. Back to you, Casey and Amber in the studio.
Thanks, Nikki. Even watching that made me feel queasy. And now for a story that is truly out of sight. Look how Harry Potter, the world of science, is catching up to the world of magic. Scientists in Europe have created a 3D invisibility cloak, which can hide objects by bending light waves. Using special tiny crystals, all stacked together, they look like tiny piles of wood. It has been discovered that light can be controlled in a way that makes objects disappear. So far, scientists have succeeded in making small objects such as coins disappear, but hope that it's not long before they are hiding cars, planes, and even people. People have always dreamed of making themselves invisible, one top scientist says. The possibilities are endless and we are all very excited. Unfortunately, since inventing the invisibility cloak, the scientists have been having trouble finding it. As soon as you put it down somewhere, it just disappears, the inventor says. It appears they are having trouble finding other things too, like their lunch, which I think may be underneath the cloak. What will this invention actually be used for? Hoping to see through the reasons behind this invisibility cloak, here is our spot reporter Brayden with more on this story.
Hello, I'm Brayden, and with me is Tori, one of the scientists behind the invisibility cloak. Hi Tori, and thanks for joining us today. What made you want to invent an invisibility cloak?
Well, when I was little, I used to sneak out onto the trampoline and parents kept calling me, so I think why not create it and let kids have fun?
Can you show me how the invisibility cloak works?
Yes, I just gotta find them.
Find what? Whoa, what side of the bed did you wake up on this morning?
Left, I think.
Okay. What do you hope the cloak will be used for, Tori?
For good use is not bad.
Okay. Can I have a look at that cloak, please? Just wait a minute. Wow. Whoa! Okay, you take that back. I don't like it. Okay. Well, that makes things very clear. Thanks for joining us. And we're out of time. Over to you, Casey, in the studio.
A new wave of graffiti criminals is covering the country thanks to the underground gang known as the Midnight Knitters. Those will-waving criminals are covering tree branches and lampposts with small knitted jerseys and scarves. Under the cover of darkness, police have labelled the knitted activities of the gang illegal because their woolly crimes are being done on public properties without permission. A popularity of woolen graffiti is growing, and more public objects are being wrapped up warm and cosy every night. But the problem is growing in lengths and widths. Police say and warns that if the Midnight Knitters aren't caught soon, every tree, lamp post and traffic light in the country will be colourful dressed against the cold. The problem is spinning out of control. There's a close-knit group of die-in-the-world criminals. We are stitching together a case that is not seamless. What needless me is that there are no real pattern to the crimes. A police spokesman said today, so far the criminal knitters have escaped arrest and continue to put the wool over their eyes of both the public and the police. We go now to the secret location with our investigative reporter Sergeant, who has an exclusive interview with one of the Midnight Knitters gangs.
Thanks, Casey. I'm Sergeant, and joining me in this top secret location is a member of the Midnight Knitters gang. Hello, Amra, and thanks for joining us. What led you into the dark underworld of knitted graffiti?
I was following some of my friends for downtown, and they said they're going to a knitting club, but it was a knitting gang, so I followed them and I found myself in a knitting gang.
Do you see yourself as a criminal?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not actually doing anything, I'm just making things and just making people warm and cozy, not killing or hurting anyone.
Apart from trees, lampposts and traffic lights, what else would you like to graffiti with your woolens?
Maybe a building, because to keep the people inside cozy and not make them real cold, and so they can have some fun in their lives.
What else would you like to knit in the future?
Maybe a stadium one day. Depends how much wool I have.
Okay. Thanks for your time, member of the Midnight Knitters game. We now go over to you, Josh, with the weather update.
Look at tomorrow's weather. Starting in the far north, a completely unexpected tropical storm in Kaitaia, with some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, wear a hat. Moving down the island in Auckland, there will be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions. Until lunchtime, But those are the conditions and you'll just have to accept them. An anticyclone meets a tropical cyclone in the Bay of Plenty. Tune in tomorrow to see what happens. Will they fight or cancel each other out? Maybe they'll end up as friends. Wait and see. In Napier and Hastings, the weather will be occasionally changeable and occasionally not. We have really no idea what will happen there. In Taranaki, a mild depression brings with a very dull day. With no highlights whatsoever. It'll be gloomy, overcast and miserable all morning. However, things should cheer up by the evening, so don't worry, everything will be fine. Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all, and the day conditions will be so pleasant they'll actually be classed as extreme. In the top of the South Island, Kaikoura can expect to have a good day, meeting friends for lunch, going for a swim, or reading the newspapers. But whatever you do, try to stay indoors as the weather will be just terrible. A real mix for Christchurch, where excessive rainfalls hit along with some unreasonable rainfall, sensible winds, moderate thunderstorms, and a smattering of very angry snow. And in the lower south, Dunedin will be frosty, cold, and unfriendly until late morning, when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everybody likes the sun. That's all for me. Remember, if it's a rainy day outside, that's the weather for you. Catch you later, New Zealand. Now it's back to Alice and Amber.
Thanks, Josh. Well, that's all we have time for.
We hope you enjoyed this evening's broadcast. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again next time. For the whole team of Wake Up New Zealand, goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen. Roll the camera. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are featuring an interview with a very peculiar-looking gentleman.
Scene 1, take 1. Scene 1, take 2. Take 2.